Hello everyone, I am Plankara. Today we're going to continue cutting out the art for Shalom from Path to Nowhere, so I can hopefully animate this later. Last time I finished cutting out the belt, and now I just needed to go and redraw the entirety of the skirt. And it's a bit terrifying. And unfortunately I have not been sleeping super well lately, so it kind of made me want to talk about if you want to consistently be creative and make stuff, of what do you do when life just throws a wrench in your plans and you just cannot think straight. Because that's kind of how I'm feeling today. So, but you can see, I'm still here. Still here, still coming to draw for an hour. And even before I was streaming, I would always do that, because I went for a long time where I didn't do that, and I just found that my life was so much better once I made a point to do so. So, I figured it'd be a good time to talk about what I do on days like this, where I'm just like, okay, brain is maybe 30% here if I'm lucky. If I'm lucky. And it's hard. It really is. Like, don't get me wrong, it's incredibly difficult to keep up. But I've been insisting on doing so anyway, just make a little bit of progress, no matter what. Even if it's hard, even if afterwards I just kind of want to pass out. I think it is good to make sure you're doing a little something on whatever project you want to work on. As much as you can manage. And on days like this, I do kind of have to force it. Skirt might end up being a little bit too hard today, but I'm gonna try. And if I don't know, just cannot rub two brain cells together well enough to make something look right here, I'll move on to an easier spot. That's why I tend to leave a couple of easy spots for me to work on. I've mentioned this in the past, but this is where it really pays off. Where if I have days like this, then yeah, I can just go in there. But it does require a bit of discipline to keep those easy spots, and not just say, okay, I'm kind of tired today, so I'm gonna do the easy part, and I'll let my brain say that that's enough for today. It's like, you gotta do the hard parts eventually, so you really gotta make sure. Like, really ask your brain, are you sure you're feeling that bad that we have to dip into the easy parts? Because then you get days like this, where it's like I slept 8 hours, technically speaking, but I was sleepwalking through most of it and having weird dreams and kind of intermittent waking up and going back to sleep. That means that I got way less sleep than it probably looks like, based on the amount of time that I was in bed. So today's gonna be one of those days where I'm doing my best, man. I'm doing my best. I have some layers turned on. I do. We should turn those off. Yes, of course I have layers turned on. I always turn the layers on after finishing for the day, because I like seeing what everything looks like at the end. Okay. There we go. The zippers I guess I can leave on because I've already drawn down there, I think. I'll check after. Right now I'm doing this area. I'm not going to worry too much about other areas. I'm going to be all over the place today. I'm so sorry, everyone. I can't even remember what I was talking about, of just, you know, leaving some easier areas behind, so, you know, when you do get days like this, you can still make progress. And you can still kind of keep your rhythm. Because I think so much of human creativity, I guess I'll call it that, or not even just creativity, just a human's ability to get something done, to do something, relies on momentum. So you just kind of get used to doing something, and once you get used to it, it starts getting a lot easier. A lot easier. And so if you get in the habit of doing something every day, that's where a lot of people, talk about exercise, for example. It's like if you go out for a jog every day, it becomes easier to go for a jog every day, and it'll start to feel weird if you don't go for a jog every day. And that's how it is with art for me. Like, I guess when people hear art, they think the visual art that I'm doing here and have been for most of the stream. But I do way more than just visual art. I also write, I code. That's why those are my examples at the end of my stream every day, where I say, hey, if you want me to look at your stuff, come show it to me. Because those are all the things I do. But there's a lot of different kinds of art. I've seen people make super beautiful crafts, or really just gorgeous food. Like, I am really into, cake decorating. I like watching what people do with that. I mean, some of the stuff they can do is just wild. Like, completely out of this world amazing. And very much worthy of being called an art form. And honestly, I think even some of what people have made in, Minecraft or other more creative games also very much qualifies. I mean, if I tried to list off everything that I think could be art, my outro would be 30 minutes long. So that's kind of why I have to limit it. But it's like, you just kind of gotta pick something and just keep trying and do it frequently. Daily if you can. I mean, it depends on how serious you are and how much of it is just, this is a fun hobby that I only do sometimes when I feel like it kind of tier. Whereas for me, I decided to make all of my various arts, not just my drawing, an everyday thing. So I'm always doing something. You might see some of the other stuff on stream someday, but lately I've been super into just my drawing, so that's why you really see mostly that. Like, the rigging is going to be a little bit different once I can actually go and do that. But yeah, you just kind of gotta decide. And there's been some days where I look at drawing stuff and I just cannot, so I do something else. Or when I'm watching my kids, because I have a couple of kids, I can't really draw because there's too much equipment involved and they get curious and want to mess with my tablet and stuff like that I can't really... I can't draw in those circumstances, so that tends to be when I write instead. If I have the energy for more creative stuff. You can make your creative stuff work around your life if you really think about it and decide to make it a priority, as opposed to something that you'll just do tomorrow. Let's be real, if you just keep saying that, oh, I'll start my book tomorrow, oh, I'll draw this picture tomorrow, it's like, it's never gonna happen. Let's be real, it's just not. Because life is always hard. Sometimes it's harder than others. Like today, for me. But, life is always hard. It's never just gonna get easy and give you time to sit back and really dig into some of those other projects you want to take on, things that you want to try, things you want to learn. You just gotta make it happen. Yeah, I guess this is something I learned fairly early on because I do have chronic insomnia. I've had problems with sleepwalking since I was 8 and stuff like that. So I've just kind of figured out that if I just wait until I'm not tired, like, that's never gonna happen. It's just not how life works. So you gotta get your priorities in order and figure out what's really important. And if it's not art, then, that's okay. But I do think that everybody needs some kind of creative outlet. And you'll be much happier once you have one. Creative outlets, social outlets. I do think that people need them. And you just gotta find the one that works for you. And I think a lot of how much it'll matter to you kind of depends on age. For very young people, it's like you're still kind of in the stage, and when I say very young, I mean like, I'll say under the age of 20, maybe even 25. You're still kind of in the stage where you're figuring out what's important to you and what you want to be doing with your life. So at that point, trying things is probably just as important as consistency and all that. But as you get older, it's like you should have some idea of the things that matter to you. And if you don't, I'm so sorry. I hate to put it like that, but that's something you gotta figure out. It's like, you're up for probably 16-ish hours a day. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, depending on how much you sleep. But, like, what do you do? What do you spend all that time doing? What do you wish you could spend all that time doing? I think that'll help you figure out exactly what you want to build. And then from there, you just gotta figure out how to make it happen. For me, it's just a matter of sitting down and moving my hand around. I didn't really start the stream to help. I started the stream once I knew that I could do this even through, killer insomnia and any other time I'd be feeling bad. About the only thing that would make me consider canceling stream right now is if I got sick and it was really hurting my throat. Because it's kind of hard to talk for an hour when your throat is dying. But that's about the only thing that I can think of off the top of my head that would make me even consider canceling, and even then, I might just talk through it, might just have a shorter stream, might just, I don't know, not talk as much, have some silent periods, so this way you guys can still get some drawing, but just wouldn't have me commentating on it quite as much. So by then, by the time I decided to start this, I was already pretty used to just drawing through the hard parts of life. And I gotta say, it's been very nice, because coming in and just doing a little bit of art, even if it's only for an hour, has definitely brightened up my day a bit. And made me generally happier. Would you look at that? Through all that rambling, somehow, so much of the skirt is already done. See, that's why sometimes you just gotta do it. And it doesn't even look too bad. Let me go hide the zippers. This way I can just get everything that I need to be redrawing in. Oh, what are you? Did I forget to cut something, or... Or is that just part of the floof still? Okay, yeah, I haven't redrawn the floof. That makes sense. Look, if this was a normal day, I would have realized that way sooner, but this is not a normal day. This is one of those life is hard days. This is one of those, oh man, am I gonna make it until bedtime days? But you know, despite that, still here. Still doing something kind of hard. Because I want to get the skirt done. I'm determined. I'm not sure if I'll be able to finish the whole thing in this state, because, as you saw, I still have a little bit of redrawing to do down there. And that might be a bit beyond my ability today. We shall see. I will do my best. But now I'm just trying to think of all the things I tried to do in order to get myself into the state where I can just power through it and do what I want. The big one for me was just realizing that I really, really like making stuff. I went through a period, like, it was probably like 5 years ago, where I was pretty depressed. And I just asked myself, you know, I'm having trouble getting interested in doing anything. So, what should I do with all this time that I'm awake? And I asked myself the question of, what would my 8-year-old self be sad about if she saw me now? And I kind of went from there of just... The big one there was, that I didn't really seem to like video games anymore. And there's several reasons for that. Part of it, you know, is just... depression saps you of will to do anything. But, another part of it was, the industry isn't what it used to be when I was younger. The games that are being made aren't really to my taste anymore. And pretty much everything that I like is, in the indie sphere at this point. But, the other part is that I do feel like that I had kind of lost sight of several things about myself. And that kind of clarified it, of just... when I see what I make, and I like seeing what other people make, that's why I decided to start this stream in the first place. And I just wasn't seeing the heart in a lot of the media I was consuming, the job I was working at the time, and all this stuff. It's like... it was like the heart of mankind was being corrupted by the desire to profit off of everything. Or, you know, just turn everything into money. And, I had been thinking about art in those terms too, and it kind of made me hate it. And so I stopped doing that, and I was just like, okay, I'm gonna draw what I want. And it made life a lot better. I drew a bunch of my original characters, I wrote them some more, and I realized that I just want to make stuff, and I want to help people make stuff. I want to enable creativity in people. So I made my character a personification of the Big Bang. Let's create universes together. And once I realized that, you know, that's what I really wanted out of all my stuff, all my art and my time, that it became a lot easier just to sit down and make it happen. At some point you might have to ask yourself too, you know, if doing whatever your creative passion is this hard for you. That you can't, if not every day, you know, a couple hours every week. Like, how many hours are in a week? Let me do the math, actually. I'm curious. So, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Yep, 168 hours. And then, oh god, I'm trying to do math while I'm this tired. You spend 56 of that sleeping. I should just get another calculator so I don't forget these numbers. 24 times 7 minus 56, so that's another 112 hours. If you take working full-time or going to school full-time, that'll be another 40 roughly. So that's still 72 hours. A full 3 days. That you could be doing something. And so it seems like if it really means something to you, that you can take an hour or two out of those 72 to practice your craft or work toward a goal, whether that be a finished painting, a book you want to publish, a game you want to write, whatever it might be. Spend a couple hours a week doing that. And you'll make progress. Slowly but surely, you'll make progress. I mean, obviously if you can dump more time into it, then you're gonna get there faster, but even if you can't, just deciding, I want to do this, and so I'm gonna make it happen. Can't wait for anyone else, can't wait for life to get easy, because life's never gonna get easy. All you can do is make it happen. One step at a time. And it's going to be really hard at first, but as you get used to it, it'll get easier and easier. It's just like running. Whereas when you're really out of shape, even walking a block can be pretty hard. But as you do that for a week, a month, a year, walking a block becomes nothing. It becomes so easy. Yeah, I think this looks pretty good. So let's go ahead and get some of these lines back. I'm gonna pick some colors from the background. Oh, that means I have to hide the back of the coat. Probably the shirt too, yeah. Alright, the shirt's underneath. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna pull the color from the original here. And then we'll go in. But yeah, if you make it happen, I'll play your game, I'll look at your art, I'll read your story. Whatever it is you make, I'll take a look at it. And if you want me to, I'll even do it on stream. I'm small enough that I can get away with saying this still. So, show me what you got. But you have to make it real. And you have to make it something that I can actually see and interact with. So I can't do anything if it's just in your head. Alright. Let's redo some of the texturing now. But no matter what your creative pursuit is, I do hope you will find time in your day to do it and make it happen. I guess I shouldn't liquefy that. Just push it in as much as I can. I can use more than one layer, it's fine. I'm just trying to cover as much ground as I can. No, not burn. Darken. Yeah. Let's see, can I be a little bit lighter? There we go. And I'll blend it in a little bit. The nice thing about darken as a blend mode is that it tiles a bit easier than some of the other ones. That's nice when I can do that first. Looks like it's not showing anymore here. Maybe I can get some up here. Yeah. No, that's not working. Let's try again. This is where things get a little bit tricky because I'm not sure how to pattern match correctly in Krita. Should have looked it up, but I didn't. So, well, I guess. Let's see here. See if I can't get a good one. Soft light might be the best one. Yeah, looks like it is soft light. I'll just adjust it as I can. Just erase those edges a little bit to make it a little bit more seamless. It's okay if it doesn't match perfectly. Most of this is still going to be covered, so I'm just kind of getting to where it just doesn't look strange, I guess. Or it won't be super noticeable. Like right now I can already tell I'm going to have to desaturate this completely, but that's very doable. Okay. So we're just gonna do some experimenting here. And pray that I can find something that I like. This is looking alright though. Just lighten it up a little. Yeah. Shit, no I can't do that yet. Make sure that I have nothing outside of where it should be. And then I can do that. And what are you here? Okay, you just look like a piece of zipper I didn't properly... draw over. Oh, we'll get him. I don't think I need to replace the texture here. This is honestly fine. It's just a tiny little spot. I'm mostly just trying to make sure that I get texture over the large areas, like up here. Alright. I think I'm just going to desaturate it right away this time, so this way a little bit of purple in there doesn't bother me. Alright. Start just getting that in there. I swear that there must be a better way to do this, but... well, this is what I know now, so this is what I'll do. Maybe next time I'll look it up. Be a little bit more prepared. Nothing wrong with doing what I can do for right now. I'm not too worried about going outside the lines there. I'll just fix that later. Just enough in there to Make it look a little bit less strange. A little bit more textured, a little bit nicer. Okay. We'll go ahead and merge all of these layers. I can't, okay. We have to do this the hard way then. That's fine. We'll do it the hard way. I just have to clear all the layers individually to make sure nothing is going outside the skirt. And even then, I'm gonna have to check it at the end there. It's a bit annoying to have to do each layer individually, but it's kind of necessary. Let's see. There's a spot right up there that I want to lighten up a little. So I need to find the layer that it's on. And then I can lighten it a bit. There we go. And there we go. I think that matches well enough. Where did it go? There you are. I merged them all together. And now I think that part's done. So I'll go hide the background, and now I can go in and get the line art back in there. Find that nice dark color that I want. Here we are. Now I just need to go back over the edge here. Get that nice dark color in there. And I notice it's a bit thick in spots, so I'm not too worried about being a little bit thick in some places. I think here might be a little bit too thick though, so let's trim that. Besides being thick, I just want to make sure things aren't all blobby and that the lines look nice and smooth. Nice and pretty. Nice and pretty. Now I'm just back to rambling about whatever comes to mind while I draw this, which admittedly it is a little bit hard to think today. You can see there's just a lot of similar thoughts come up when I come to draw here. Just I could definitely stand to make better strokes here, but I am just so not used to line art, and so I struggle a little bit. So hey, if you struggle with line art too, I feel ya. It gets easier with practice, but I don't practice, so I don't get that much better. I just adapted a different style. Let me go hide the bottom parts too, just to make my life a little bit simpler. Make everything a little bit easier for me to read. Get the lines down here too. Don't want everything down here to feel left out, because it's important too. Every part of the picture is important. Some are maybe more important than others, but you still want everything to look good. But you don't want to get too lazy. I'm just noticing that there were lots of like little red parts around here from probably when I didn't cut out from the back of the coat too perfectly cleanly. So I'm just going through and kind of cleaning that up. And over here. Just go in. Replace all these lines that I had to color over in order to make this part happen. It's alright, you guys can come back now. It's safe. I'm done drawing that part, so... Actually, I should probably replace some texture around here. Looks like I forgot to. Normally I'd believe that because I didn't really notice it, that it probably can't be that big a deal, but that's a dangerous game to play when I'm drawing while tired. I should just err on the side of making sure it all looks good. My judgment is definitely impaired for the time being. So I gotta be a little careful trusting it. Only a little, though. It's important to trust your judgment, because... You know, when you can't even trust yourself anymore, who can you trust? It can actually be pretty scary when you get to the point that you don't feel like you can trust your own judgment anymore. Okay. Let's get a little bit of texture over there. Yeah, looks like I might have to redraw some of that again, but whatever. I can do that. Let's just get this on there. There we go. And soften the edges so everything blends together well. And then I'll just put it in places that I feel like need a little bit more texture. Yeah, I think I actually do want a second one here. Let me just feather these edges a little bit harder. Maybe not that much. There we go. Just get everything looking nice. A little bit lighter. Looking a little bit dark through there. There we go. That looks like it matches a little bit better. And then I'll just keep tiling it all the way down once again. Okay. And we'll see how much of those lines I just drew that I have to redraw again, but not the end of the world, I can do that. Yeah, looks like there's a few. I'll just go over it again real quick. Just to make sure that everything's the right color and that it looks nice. But it looks like most of them were okay. Alright. So I think that's most of the painful part of the skirt redrawn here. Now I just got to do this waist part. I'm not too worried about this part. Let me see. What does it look like on the original? Is the reason that it looks like it's kind of coming out because of the belt? Yes, it attaches here. So it is a little bit taller than the rest of the skirt. I can respect that. But I think I can actually just have this part, not the skirt waist. There we go. Just kind of have it tuck in back here. I think I can get away with doing this because the belt loop should go up and cover it on their own. Gotta go ahead and draw with the lower part of the skirt showing for now. I'll hide it when it comes time to kind of clean things up, but this will tell me how much I have to care about each part. There we go. I don't think I need to extend this much. I think these parts are pretty much always going to be together. The only reason I had this separated was for the belt loops to work right. So I'll just kind of do the bare minimum. Just to get a little bit down below. And then all that's left is to blend all the colors. So this part was at least nice and easy on me. Hopefully the rest can be that easy on me. And then I can at least finish the skirt today, and I'll make progress. It's all progress I wouldn't have made if I didn't come on and draw despite being super tired. I hope today you will also choose to be creative even if you're super tired. And if you're not super tired, I hope that you're able to get a lot done. Definitely enjoy those days that you're not super tired and you can actually really go and do stuff. Oh, those days are the best. They're truly the best. It's like, man, I was going through a period where I was able to draw for like... Gosh, must have been like 6 hours straight with like... just... going. Not even particularly caring, not even feeling tired when I was done. Just stopping because I had other stuff I had to get done. It's okay, those days will come back to me again. These sleepwalking streaks generally only last for a little while. Eventually I'll sleep again and I'll feel great. So I wouldn't be surprised if I was getting a little bit sick. My daughter was a little bit sick, so I'm just feeling generally run down this week, so it's very possible that I was just feeling sick and didn't notice. That happens a lot. I have ridiculously high constitution score, so sometimes I can get sick, and if I'm not puking, I just do not notice. So who knows? Alright. I think that's okay. Skirt. Here we are. Do they look okay together? Yeah, I think so. Maybe a little bit more lightness. Just right here. Okay, cool. I'll take it. Alright, so now we got these belt loops. So those... Where are my belt loop layers anyway? Lay in the belt. So that would make sense. Yeah, here they are. I guess I gotta turn it on for a second. I just want these on while I extend them properly. Where are you? Didn't I only have one of them on? Did I not cut this properly? Oh no, I did have them both on. Okay, good. Look, I told you, man. I'm tired. This is what drawing while tired is like. Oh god, did I put it in the right layer? I did. Hooray! I was worried for a second there. Probably a little bit of darkness, like right in here. Okay. So now I can go back and hide those layers. And that should give me a good idea of where to draw. Yeah, sure, I'm on this layer, so I'll do this side first. As you can see, there's not much to it. There are just these little tiny bits that I put in to make turns look especially nice. So they need to be drawn carefully, but you don't have to be super anal about it. Just go in and get them looking alright. Fix the line art a little, and that's good. Ain't nothing to it. Just a little bit of stuff. And yeah, I think once I fix the line art up, I think that's perfect. You should just use that color. Okay, there we go. I think that's perfect. Let me go see how they look against the belt. Where'd it go? Yep. Looks fine. Alright, so now we got these parts. I have a belt to edit out for this. Oh, but look, it's mostly solid colors. Oh, that'll make my life so much easier. So much easier. Oh, I don't have the layer locked. I should be careful. There we go. I am determined to finish the skirt today, but I think that'll probably be the only thing I do, and we'll see if I even get that far. It's like the last few parts I have to do are significantly easier than everything else. Oh, I'm hopeful. But I'm also very tired. But I'll push as hard as I can. Fight the tired. Fight the tired, do the art. Let's go. And I'll figure out how that blends here. I'm not sure how that's gonna work, but I'll figure something out. I've figured something out for everything so far, so I've got no reason to believe I can't figure this out too. Everything here is actually much, much harder. I need to be pressing really hard. Fortunately, it's also a bit messier, so I can just kind of go, well, I guess this is close enough. Just have a light part coming down through here. Like there was an obvious division in the original in the form of the belt. But I don't have that luxury, so I kind of gotta actually figure out how these are all gonna blend together. There we go, something like this, I guess. I think this looks alright. Alright. Remember, I wasn't too worried about the line art in this because I knew I was going to extend it a little bit. Let's see, how does this extend? I have you, you're on top of that. So really, only looks like it's on this side, so I might not actually extend this one. I might let myself be a little bit lazy, because I think I only need this for a little bit of physics. And I can just do... Well, if I wanted to physic... Yeah, I should extend it out this way, if I wanted to physic. So let's see. I think it's like this side is on top. But it does go underneath here a little. So what I should do is have it go up this way. Just give myself a little bit of room. And then it should go very much down across here. Yeah. Up to probably about here. Meet up there. Alright. So I'll keep this as a dark spot, because I do think that looks nice. And I'll blend it into this color. So something like that. This will come up here. I'm just going to be getting rid of this line. It's just leftovers from the skirt anyway, so it's fine. Bottom part will just be this color. This just being a little shadow. Where are you? Yeah. Let me bring you all the way down like this. The rest will be this. Bend it upward. Yeah, this shape looks good. And then we'll smooth out the side a little. So that this way, when I let this shake, it should look a little bit nicer. It's like if I was being really particular about this, I would make this 3 or 4 layers, but I don't think I'm going to be that particular about it. I just want a little bit of shake. Honestly, even this, the amount that I'm redrawing here is probably excessive. And I'll go ahead and do it. I'll go ahead and do it. It's better to be a little excessive when you're dealing with physics. Then you can make everything bouncy and fun. It's like if you haven't looked up some Live 2D showcases on Twitter or YouTube, I highly recommend it. They're a lot of fun to watch. Just... especially when you remember this was just a static, 2-dimensional piece of art. And then you put all this work into it, and suddenly it's like it's alive. It's really satisfying, and it's very cool. It's like part of me is a little surprised more people don't get into it, because rigging is so much fun. So I hope free programs like Inochi 2D will encourage more people to try things, because Live 2D is very expensive. Very, very expensive. And that definitely makes it harder for people to just try things and be creative. If I had money, I'd be throwing more at it, but do not currently have money I can throw to support projects like that, unfortunately. If I do, that's definitely going to be up there in the things I want to do. I want to support all these softwares that help make more creators. You know, Krita, Inochi 2D, Godot. Blender, Inkscape, GIMP. There's a lot of them out there. If you just look for an open source alternative to whatever program you're interested in trying, you can probably find one. So, go ahead and try that and see if you can't make something cool. Make it real, where people can see it. There's a lot of them out there. And I am immensely grateful to the people that can make it happen. Sorry I can't throw the money I want to throw at you. Someday. I hope. Alright. Not doing half bad considering I'm very sleepy. We're getting through this. We're getting through this. I think I'll be able to finish it today, because I don't have that much more redrawing left to do. And honestly, this is probably the hardest one. Won't that be cool? Having another big part done. And the last parts are probably parts I can knock out in a day. If I'm not dying due to lack of sleep. Or allergies. Or being sick. Or whatever else is slowing me down artistically lately. As much as I do want to keep the stream to be a positive place, I do think it's important to actually talk about the things that do slow me down. Because I think they happen to everyone. And you're not a bad creator for experiencing these things. Like, everyone goes through periods where it's just hard to make stuff no matter how much you want to do it. But I think what separates the most dedicated creators are the ones that are able to push through it anyway. Not to say that there are times you should never take breaks. Like, there are times. I've taken days off from art. But they tend to be days, not weeks, not months. And sometimes there are times where I'm just more interested in something else for the moment, and I just want to dive into that. And I think that's different than cowering from art block, sickness, lack of sleep. Anything else that might slow you down. Like, sometimes a new video game comes out and I'm just like, I gotta play it, man. I gotta. It's required. Can't stop. It's been less of an issue for me lately because I tend to want to play those games with my husband. And our time together is somewhat limited. Well, I guess that's helped in a way. Alright, there's one. Time for the other one. Alright, where's the skirt? So let's see, this part probably want to come up here a little bit. Yeah, something like that. And then I'll take this color and bring this up here. There should be plenty of room. Like I said, this is probably excessive, honestly. But I want to make sure I have a little bit of room to move things around and make a nice little skirt sway physics. Physics are just way too much fun. They really are. It's like the best part. So I always like to put in a little extra mile on that. Because it makes my day. My goodness, cannot draw straight. That's okay, it doesn't have to be that straight. Just be kinda straight. Something like this, I think, follows the way the original looked. And then I can... There we go. I just kind of want to define the edge of this frill. There we go. Okay. But you just got a little extra to your strokes. It all works out. Use the vibration in your throat to help rub two brain cells together. Make your artwork. Alright. Just trying to follow some of the lights in here. It's not perfect, but it'll look a little better once I start blending them. What the heck is even this? That's something I drew, probably. I mean, it's gotta be, right? What the heck is it? There it is. Yes, that is fortunately something I drew, so I don't have to worry about it looking like that. Okay. Alright, now I can just get all these colors up in here. And we blend what we have, and that'll be that. Is that a whole... I can't tell. It is, okay. So we just fill that in real quick, no big deal. And then back to putting down the colors. That I will then blend together. It's okay if it's a bit messy. Okay, that's reasonable to start, I think. Gotta start somewhere, so we'll just call this good. I'll just enjoy the nice music for the time being. After all that talking earlier, I'm feeling a bit worn out, so I might not be quite as chatty the rest of the stream, but I'll try to talk about what I'm doing here. But it's just the same thing that I'm always doing. You know, you go in, you put down the colors, and you make them look nice. That's all there is to it. I probably make it sound easy, but redrawing art like this is pretty hard. It'd be definitely be easier to just draw some Shalom fan art in my style, but I really just wanted to bring this particular image to life. And trust me, it'll seem so much more alive once I get the animations in. Oh, it's gonna be great. Probably, come next week. Wouldn't be surprised if I'm able to have all this done by, Sunday. Probably just depends on how long my final checks are go, because that can take anywhere from like 2 to 8 hours, depending on how thorough I am. I considered doing it off stream to spare you guys just the horrible tedium and how kind of awful the process is, but it's one of those things that I do think it's important to show the entire process. I want to show you everything that goes into making these things, even the parts that kind of suck. Like, I'm not gonna lie, art is hard, and that's why it can be hard to do when you're tired. And I don't want to sugarcoat any of these processes and what goes into making stuff. Like, it's really, really hard. But I think you should consider doing it anyway. If not art, not rigging, maybe coding, writing. Just anything. Anything at all. Anything that makes you happy. And you know, even if you decide to pick up art or writing or anything else, you don't have to make a job out of it. It doesn't have to be about making money. It can just be about making your heart feel good and putting something into the world that wasn't there before. Making something yours. Making the world just a little bit better, a little bit fuller. I am very sad that so much of creativity has been reduced, whether or not you can make money off of it. For me, if I never make any money off my art, I think that'll be okay. The fact that I'm on YouTube has honestly very little to do with any of that. This is, I mean, frankly, too much work for me to be worried about the monetization here. This is... There's so much more in me than just potential money that you can get from YouTube. It's... I don't know, it makes me so sad. And that people just don't make things for the sake of making things. It's... Everything is always money. Money, fame, all these things. Just... Put what's in your heart out into the world. You can do it. I believe in you. I really do. Oh yeah, that's that random one that I had to put like way down here. There we go. Just a little bit more to go, and then I'll be done with the skirt. Now I'm definitely feeling it. I'm so tired. But I'm also so determined. Determined. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get the skirt done today. I believe in myself. I can get these last 2 little pieces before I just keel over. And just spend the rest of the day trying to not fall asleep so this way I can maintain my sleep schedule. Honestly, I don't even think I could fall asleep on the couch right now if I tried. I honestly don't think I could. I don't even think I need to open up the layers underneath to figure out how to extend this. It just kind of goes like this. Just make a big old triangle. Okay, we're being extra lazy today. Using the fill tool. I almost never do that, man. I probably should more. It'd probably save me a little bit of time in the long run. And it just leaves all these parts that don't get filled in quite right, and I never quite liked that, so... There we that go. And I'll bring out the rest of the colors via airbrush. That should make it nice and easy. Perfect. Just bring those out. Blend everything in. And then I'll draw the lines back afterwards. It's fine. It really is. I mean, you've seen me draw over lines and redraw them enough times to know that it is fine. And by doing it like this, even though I have to spend a little bit of time getting this part back, it's so much faster and easier. And it means I get it done. Oh, it's worth. I'm not going to line the other side. This is the only side that needs it. I will do the bottom though. There we go. That's one. Okay, how does this connect to the skirt? Okay, so this one I have to do is a little bit trickier. Nothing I can't handle. Even in my sleep-deprived state. Let's go. Let's get my little triangle in here. Normally when I draw the back of something, I draw them unconnected, but I don't think that's necessary here, so I'm just going to keep them separate. Just like this. This is perfect. Okay, then... draw in with these colors real quick. Just like this. Let me double check the original, make sure I'm not messing that up. I might be messing it up a little bit. Let me check the original. Actually, let me just back it up a little. Okay. So, yeah, this goes down to here. It's more like this. Okay. That should be good. I'll blend these two together. And we'll just cut into here. Bring it back down a little bit, because I think I cut into there a little bit too much. Back down. Perfect. And then we'll get this part down at the bottom here. Alright. Get the line. Right underneath. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit more. Make it a little bit easier. Just let my hand glide across the tablet. Glide right on across. Okay, and I think that's the entirety of the skirt. I turn all the layers on, make sure I didn't waste waste. I was reading skirt waist there. Miss, in case make sure I didn't miss something obvious. Is that all of them? Yep, barely looking like I did anything at all. Perfect. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. How'd that happen? How did that happen? No good at all. Okay, hold on. I have to fix that. That's actually quite problematic. That is quite thick. I'm using this line here to kind of help me figure out where I need to draw. Oh, I actually do wonder how that happened. Well, I caught it. But this is why we check. As much as I say you should trust yourself, you're not immune to mistakes. So trust, but also check. But it's alright, I can get this all looking pretty again. Okay. Let's try that again. I'm not actually sure how that happened, but it must have just been cutting too much. Right here is not looking quite right either. Is that this one or is the other one? This one. Let's put just a little bit more work into right here. There we go. Everything else I think looks okay though. Everything still connects to the waist nicely, and pockets look nice, all the buttons look nice. Do I want a little bit of texture on the waist part? I think I probably should. Even though I'm very sleepy, I'm doing my best to try not to get too lazy. I'll just take a little texture from right here. I'll put that up on the waist layer. Yep. Guess I should hide skirt layer for that, just to make sure I get it everywhere in the pocket, in the belt. Okay. Make it a little bit lighter. And a little bit more noticeable. Actually, before I do that, I should definitely clean the edges here. Just soften them up. Make sure everything blends in with the surroundings well. Not quite. A little more over here. There we go. That should be good. And then, much like before, I just pull it all the way across. Alright. And remove the excess. And there we go. Okay, so that should look a little bit better. I don't think I need to fix the lines, they're very dark. And then the belt back. Alright, I think that's looking pretty good. So I think that is where I will end it for today. And I will go flop about and try to stay awake until it's time for me to go to bed. Wish me luck, because I will need it today. Get all the layers back on. Take a look at everything. Yeah, I think I've just got a couple more days of working on this. And then it'll be time to open Enochi 2D finally. Heck yeah. Well, thank you all for coming. If you'd like me to take a look at any of your own creative works, whether that be art, writing, coding, game design, any creative pursuit you can think of, feel free to message or at me on Twitter or Instagram and I'll take a look and maybe leave some comments. Well, I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye. And I hope you were able to sleep.